tell you what. All right, all right, all right. I'll tell you what. You like my little mic I got here now? It's pretty dope, right? All right. All right, today we're going to go over the 10Q and the 8K and the 10K reports, okay? K stands for annually, and the Q stands for quarterly. So we've already broke down the income statement, and then there's the balance sheet, and then there's the cash flow, okay, guys? Now, the 8K and 10K and the 8 in the 10Q, this is where we get all those numbers, okay? So like Seeking Alpha and Guru Focus and barcharts.com, all of those places, Yahoo Finance. These is where they're getting these numbers, guys, okay? So it's not like you can't bypass. If you wanted to bypass those, you could go straight to the company and pull their 10Q and 10K reports, okay, guys? And it would give you all the same information. Now, like if you use like Seeking Alpha or Guru Focus, they make it a little more simpler for you, right? So they take it from the 10K and the 8K and they take it and they put it in simple form and they put it on their website, okay? Now, why it comes in handy though is because you can, let's say you just want to make sure the numbers are accurate that you're looking at on Seeking Alpha. Then you could go to the SEC filing and pull up 10Q and the 8K report and in the 10K report, and you could just double check and make sure the numbers are accurate, okay? Like a true real investor who's breaking down a company, they're going to look at the 10Q and the 8K reports, okay, guys? Intro, SEC filings every investor should know. Let's break down the 8K, 10K, and 10Q reports. These are key filings public companies make to the SEC. They give you the inside scoop on what's really happening behind the scenes. Okay. This is just kind of like what it would look like. So company ABC, and then this is where all the numbers that we've been going over. Okay, guys, the cost of goods sold, the COGS, your gross profit, your operating expenses, your net income, all that good stuff. Okay, guys, your liabilities, your cash flow. The 10K report is filed quarterly, except for Q4. Q4 it turns into the 10K report, and it takes all 4 quarters and puts them in as annual reports. Okay, so you can see what the company is doing year versus year. All right, so what's it doing 2025 versus 2026? All right, how did it do 2024 versus 2025? So yeah, the 10Q report is going to include the income statement, it's going to include the balance sheet, and it's going to include the cash flow statement. Also, management discussion and analysis, okay? When you're going over earnings and you're listening to an earnings call, it'd be wise of you to have the 10Q report pulled up so you can follow along on the earnings call, okay? What is a 10K report? Okay, filed annually. That's just the main difference right there. It just has more stuff than the 10Q, okay? Because it's the annual report, but it has all the same stuff in it, okay? And you can screenshot this if you want, guys. All right, what is an 8K report? Now the 8K is a little bit different, all right? It's filed anytime something major happens, all right? It's like breaking news, okay? Examples would be like the CEO quits, or the company gets sued, or an earnings surprise, or an acquisition or merger, like when Charles Schwab acquired TD Ameritrade. Okay, they sent out an 8K report. All right. It's the company's way of saying, hey, something big just happened. Why these filings matter? Okay. Real raw data from the company, no media spin, no bias, reporting on it. All right, these are reports coming straight from the company. All right, like straight from the source. So investors use these to make informed decisions. They show red flags or good signs before the news hits. How to read and use them. Use 10Qs and 10Ks to track fundamentals. That's what we're fundamental investors, okay? So we are making an investment decision off of fundamentals, okay? We do a little bit of chart analysis and all that, and we are kind of going with the trends sometimes, but all the fundamentals have to be there before you can do any of the rest, okay? So a perfect example of this would be GameStop. GameStop's fundamentals are shit, right? It never was a good investment, right? But people jumped on board because this guy named Hello Kitty or whatever his name is, and they were just following somebody. They weren't actually breaking down the company and realizing it's a shit investment, okay? And so many people lost bunch of money. A bunch of people made a bunch of money. Those who knew to get in quick and get their piece of the pie and get out, they made a bunch of money. But then these regular, just retail investors were pretty much just putting all their hopes and dreams onto this one person. All right, we don't do that. All right, like be smart enough to be able to break down the company yourself. Be smart enough to know if it's a good investment or not. All right, don't just follow somebody else blindly. Don't follow me blindly. Don't follow anybody blindly. All right, that's why I'm giving you the knowledge so you can just go and figure this stuff out yourself. Okay, guys? All right. Final takeaway. Most retail investors skip these, but the pros do not. They read every line. Reading the 8K, 10Q, and 10K reports gives you a serious edge in the market. It gives you a serious edge because you are basically, you're breaking it down to the CEO level, right? Like you are breaking it, you're peeling it all back to exact numbers, to exactly what the company has going on, okay? Like these reports come directly from the company, all right? So you don't get no misinformation, right? Now let's go over here real quick and just show you guys, okay, where to find these. So this is Seeking Alpha, all right? I typed in NVIDIA, so if you typed in NVIDIA, this right here is what would have pulled up, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to go over here to SEC filings, okay? If you're not using Seeking Alpha, go to whatever you're using, okay? Or go directly to the company website. That works too. And you're going to go to SEC filings, okay? You see here, 10Q, quarterly report, 10K, annual report, 10Q, 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 10K, 10Q, 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 10K. You see every fourth quarter there's the 10K. So you have 3 quarters of 10Q, and then the fourth quarter is the 10K, which will be the annual report, okay? And then when you click on these, so look at this though. So you can literally compare right away. You can open up the 2024, you can open up right here, this is 2026 10K annual report, and then you can go and you can review that with the 2024 10K, right? And you can just in 2023, and you can see compare year over year. All right, anyhow. So yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys that. I wanted to show you guys where to get these. You know, when you click on them, this is what it's going to pull up, okay? It's going to pull up, and then all of this is doing, guys, is just, these are all numbers, all right? Like, let's go back here real quick. Let me show you. Okay, so when you're scrolling through and you're doing your research, okay, and you come down and you start seeing these numbers, okay? So you start seeing return on equity, return on assets, you're seeing the dividend yield, you're seeing the market cap, you're seeing the total cash they have on hand, you're seeing the total debt. all these numbers that right here, guys, they got all these numbers from the 10K and the 10Q reports. Okay, so they just took their cherry picking, right? The main numbers people are looking at, and they're just putting them on the forefront. Okay, that's all they're doing, guys. So, but all these numbers, okay, cash from operations, free cash flow, trailing 12 months, total debt to equity, um, all this stuff, balance sheet. See here, income statement, balance sheet. That's all from the 10K and 10Q reports, guys. Okay, all these numbers, they just took them and they're just reorganizing it for the viewer. Okay, that's all Seeking Alpha is doing. All right, so yeah. So anyhow, I hope this helped. This is good stuff, guys. This is good stuff. So y'all need to know this stuff. Um, but yeah. So anyhow, I hope that put things together for you guys a little bit more. And yeah. So see you on the next slide, or I'll see you on the next video. Next videos we're going to be getting into options here soon, guys. Okay, that's where the fast money is. All right, I don't want to jump straight into options because you guys need to know all this stuff first. Okay, because what we do here, how we break down a company and how we find what a good investment is, we use those same principles and practices. We use those same practices when finding the right option. Okay, so options are more risk. All right, there's more risk involved. So I didn't want to jump you guys right into options. Okay, but the option money is how I fund my long term positions. Okay, so and then I already have the public account set up, and I have another one set up for options. I haven't posted it publicly yet because we're not there yet. But once we are, then we'll have a public account for buy and hold, and we'll have a public account for options. Okay, and so you guys can really see how this works. So just keep following along, keep watching my videos. Okay, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. Okay, so you can just keep getting this education on the stock market and how to break down companies and how to find the right stocks. And then here soon we're going to be getting to that little bit quicker money, a little bit faster money, but a little more risk involved. Okay, so you guys really need to know this stuff first. All right, anyhow, I love y'all. Y'all have a good day, and peace out.